Tuesday today, a brew day video today, making up by Bacon Ale, brewing it up. A little bit cold on the iPhone here. This is in Fahrenheit and not Celsius. I wish it was. Celsius would be nice weather, but anyway, I'm going to put up some brew day footage for the Bacon Ale. Just getting it in the, just heating up the strike water right now, and going to get my grains in and get it brewed up. Well, I decided to mash inside today instead of fighting the elements outside, because I think it's going to be lowering my temperatures over and over, because it's pretty cold out there. I think it's 21. I think what is that, -4 Celsius. So I decided to do this inside. Of course, I have to do my sparging and everything outside. But so I have my hops, my grain bill. It's 7 pounds of pale ale malt. 1 pound of Crystal 60 and 1 pound of Carapils for head and body retention. And so I'm going to try to mash it about 155, 158, something like that, to just make it a little gutsy, a little chewy. And let's see what else. Got my hops from, I got to give a plug. Yakima Valley hops. I got a pound of Columbus hops for $1 a pound, including shipping from them. And if you order more, actually your shipping doesn't change. So that's a great deal. I got my very complicated, very expensive stir plate going with it is WLP 090. I believe it's San Diego super yeast. Gonna put that in. So it's Columbus hops. It's a single hop beer, and I'm going to use my and a lot of them I'm going to use my bacon. Put my bacon flavoring in there. So this is basically an amber. It's a simple ale. It's an amber ale that is going to be bacon flavored. So anyway, mash is going. May have to raise it a little bit. It looks like it was set on right on Fahrenheit. It was like 151, something like that, but I want to raise it a little bit more. And I'll see you guys in the next scene. Waiting for my sparge, probably do that for about 15 minutes, and then I'll go ahead and transfer it to the boiling pot. I guess my method is mash in a bag. I don't have the traditional, cooler with the ball valve in it, and the false bottom and all that. So for right now, for the past 2 years, I thought it was going to be temporary, but it's been for the past 2 years. I've been doing this with just a traditional cooler, letting the water out through the spigot that comes with the cooler, and then sparge, and then do the same thing, and then boil, add my hops, cool it down, and it's worked really well. that is going to change here pretty soon. There has been news over the Homebrew 62 wires here at Homebrew 62 Central that that may be changing. I might be getting a traditional cooler with false bottom, which would be great. It'll revolutionize the way I brew. I think it'll be a lot easier because right now I think I'm doing a lot of pouring and everything, and with that I think I can open the valve, run it through, you know, hose and all, and so I think it's going to be a lot easier that way. Also, I think it'd be awesome to brew with that the false bottom in there too. So anyway, so that's going to be a whole nother learning curve for me, you know, but I think it'll be fun. So this one is my bacon, I don't know if I call it my bacon amber ale. I was originally going to do a stout, and then I thought, oh, breakfast stout with bacon, that'd be really good. But to be honest, I am drinking so much dark beer right now that I need a break. And I thought like an amber ale, kind of a sweeter ale, would be great for the bacon flavor. So we'll see how it goes. It's a complete experiment, and I just love experimenting like that. And just making a really good, but first I want to make a really good beer. That's why I chose Columbus hops. I think it may be a darker beer, like even with an amber or stout or porter or anything like that. Brown ales especially. Columbus hops just go so well. They have that woody flavor to them. They have the, you know, it's kind of an herbal woody flavor that really, I think, complements a darker beer really well. So anyway, on with the brew day. Sparge is done. Look at that. I don't know if you can see because of the shadow. Pretty good. Not as dark as the first. Man, the shadows are bad now. But anyway. Better out here. I don't know if you can see that. A little warmer. But so now the boil has begun. So what I'm doing is I'm putting this on the boil, and I've learned something actually, and that is the later you put your hops in, the less bitter they are. You know, hops are supposed to be bittering, but they're just supposed to be mildly bittering, and they're not supposed to, you know, take over the flavor of the beer. Also, the later you add your hops, the more hop flavor you get, and that's really what you want. That's really what I want anyway. So I'm not even adding any hops at the beginning of the boil. I'm not adding them until 10 minutes left into the boil. I'm going to add an ounce of Columbus, and then 5 minutes left in the boil, I'm going to add 2 ounces of Columbus, and that way I'll get some of the bittering. It'll be, you know, from what this recipe says on Brewer's Friend anyway, it'll be 42 IBUs, which is not too high, but is, you know, a nice bittering level for me. And then, but it's also going to have that beautiful hop flavor. And hopefully the way I did the malts and everything, they'll have some sweetness from the malts to support that hop flavor. And then when I add the bacon flavoring is going to come right in there, and so it's going to be like a symphony of flavors, if you will. But anyway, so bad lighting, bad filming. Brew day footage continues. 1 ounce.
10 minutes. There's a totally different aroma once you put the hops in there. Let's see here. What's 22 Celsius, about 72 degrees, looking good. See that. It won't stay still. That's about, we're going to call it 4-4. All right, stop moving. We're going to call it 4, right on 4-4. Okay, everything went great. And now for a little bit of aeration. I hit the numbers, 1.044 after I added that gallon of water at the end. So everything went well there, and it's actually with the low gravity 1.044, it ends up finishing off at about, I think it was 4.6. On the ABV, so it's kind of a, it's kind of a session, but not really. A little bit lower than normal. I wouldn't mind even if it was at 4, that would be fine, as long as it tasted good. but anyway, so, and added the hops, just trying to control that bitterness, adding the hops toward the end, and just doing it that way. I think that's my last one I did, my session IPA, that worked really well. So I think I'm going to stick with that. The higher mash temperature of 155 or so. I lost about 3 degrees through the hour of the mash, even in the cooler. So I'm glad I didn't do it outside because it's so cold out today. So I'm glad I did that inside. I think at the end it was right at 151 on the temperature Fahrenheit. So, I mean, it was okay. It just fell a little bit. So, but I think it'll be okay. Anyway, happy Homebrew Wednesday to everybody. I'll see you on the next brewing video.